And good morning, Motivational Mondays. This is Tanya Dotson-Winckler coming at you from our broadcasting stadium and from 180 Degree Time Management. I am the founder of 180 Degree Time Management. And this is our first Motivational Monday for the new year 2023. We've got a lot to get through in our 15 minutes. So if you don't mind, I'm going to dive right in to our topic today, which is the 5 lessons we've learned from helping over 100 business owners save 10 to 20 hours of freedom per week. Now, if you've read the little introduction to today's live, you would see that I said that there's a hint, and there's a hint to what is the 5 lessons that we've learned, and we're just going to go over them briefly right here. But the number one lesson that we learned was that it has everything to do with resistance. Now, that might sound weird because, why on earth would you resist the results that you want, right? That doesn't seem to make any sense. It seems counterintuitive, but, I will guarantee you that that is the biggest hint towards the lessons that we've learned for helping over 100 business owners save 5 to 10 to 20 hours of freedom per week. So let me ask you some questions so that you can get yourself into this conversation about resistance so that you can figure out what I'm talking about. So you can try it on for your very own, right? So let me ask you, do you make New Year's Eve resolutions? And if you do, just send up a thumbs up. If you don't, just send a thumbs down so I can tell, who is watching and who my audience is today and who's listening and what I can say to, help you become one of the business owners that saves the next 10 to 20 years. So 10 to 20 hours of freedom. So do you make New Year's Eve resolutions? If you did you make some New Year's Eve resolutions on New Year's Eve 2021? If you did, how many of those did you keep for the 365 days of 2022? Don't worry, I'll wait. So I just want you to really get an idea of what happens between New Year's Eve when you're sitting down and you're doing maybe your, visualizations, maybe you're making your vision board. Maybe you're just making some resolutions. This year, I'm going to lose the weight. This year, I'm going to spend more time with my family. This year, I'm going to create a balance between my business life and my personal life, between my business and what I get to do myself. So the other question I'm going to ask you after you've answered all of those questions, and if you're watching the replay, I really suggest that you, answer these questions for yourself so that you can, understand what I'm talking about when I go into the lesson. So by when in the year did you notice yourself resisting your own resolutions? Was it after a week? Was it after a month? Was it after a quarter? Right? So you want to locate yourself in where it is that you, shoot out of the box on New Year's Eve and you're ready to go and you get to that first work day. And do you last a week with these resolutions? Do you last a month or do you last a quarter? Because, according to the statistics, Gallup polls, New Year's resolutions are normally, they have a shelf life of anywhere between 6 weeks to 6 months. And 6 months is being really, really generous, right? So, here's the thing. Why do we do this when it seems so counterintuitive? Well, because we're missing something that, according also to another Gallup poll, 19% of successful high-performance business owners have learned, what they have practiced over time, and what they have subsequently mastered. We are missing that. And I'm going to tell you all about that in our 5 steps in just a moment. But in the meantime, I just want, you to take a moment and look at what you've been doing and your experience. And, this sucks, right? It sucks to be sitting there on New Year's Eve with all your great plans and all of your great, intentions, and then get to 1 week out or 1 month out or, 1 quarter out, or if you're really, really lucky, 6 months out, and to notice that you are not following the pathway you set out for yourself. Why do we do that, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why, but in the meantime, I just want to say a little bit about the fact that it does not have to be this way. Because here's the thing, right now, we've got clients that are busy stacking last year's results on top of this year's promises. So, when they sat down a year ago and, they had those 5 lessons in front of them, they could not only, create their, their resolutions, but they could actually get the results. And then now what they're doing, what they did for New Year's Eve 2022 is stack those results on top of the promises that they made last year that they actually created. So they created those results. And the main reason for all of that is that they were able to break through their resistance and stick to their commitments to themselves and their businesses. And I'm just going to give you a couple of examples because, these are not fake people. You can find these people on my page. You can find these people in our group, like Carolyn Romborg, independent real estate agent with Corcoran, who was this past year, 2022, she not only topped her best sales year result, she also rediscovered her love of the arts. She rejoined SAG. She's an actress and been acting actively for a long time, but she was able to, get her business, what's the word I'm looking for? She was automated. And so that she made more money. And not only did she do that, she gained more time. Now, that's what you want, right? That's the kind of balance you want in your life, more money, more time. So right now, actually last night, she was headed off for a week in Paris to just wander around the Louvre and enjoy herself. That's one real person, okay? Another real person is our client dentist, Henrik Harmson, who is the CEO of his clinic, VTAN. You can also find him on my page. These are real people, folks. And he beat a lifelong habit of procrastination by finding out what his resistance was to procrastinating, or what his resistance was to actually planning. And he has been enjoying Fridays off for the past 3 years, while overseeing a complete renovation and redesign of his home over the last year, and taking a 10-day Greek cruise to start his summer holidays. Okay, real person, real results by dealing with his resistance. Or we've got Jackie Gilead, who's an independent barrister, who as well was a slave to the scheduling of her chambers until she stopped resisting actually saying what she needed, what cases she wanted to take, and how she wanted her chambers manager to schedule her workday, so that she was no longer at the mercy of the court system, but was able to, actually pick and choose the cases that she wanted to do, and that she wanted to spend her time on, instead of just being bombarded with cases, because she's really, really good at what she does. She's a barrister in family law. So instead of being dragged here and there for all of these cases, she's now able to pick and choose. And I think it was the month of October, she took completely off and wandered around Australia with her husband, who is Australian, going to visit their family and just enjoy the Barrier Reef and do all of that kind of stuff. So look, guys, these are all real business owners. If I could do a slide presentation, I'd show you their pictures. But if you want to look at their pictures, I can tell you where to go look. But again, if you wanted to tag any of them in Productivity Renegade, Productivity Breakthrough, the group that we have, where this live is also running from my page or from my business page, you can find these people. And here's the thing, what they and we, plus over 100 others, business owners, high performance business owners and entrepreneurs, have learned is that the 5 steps are: 1, you have to deal with your resistance, and then you're going to need 3 things. So that's 4 right there. And then you're going to need a structure to put this whole thing in. So here's number 1. Number 1, you have got to deal with your resistance. Because what is it, to stop resisting, the things that are to stop resisting your chronic habits, to stop resisting the way you structure your workday or lack of same, to stop resisting, what didn't happen last year and getting paralyzed by that, to stop resisting what results aren't in place this year and getting paralyzed by that. What you've got to do, because here's the thing, you've got to stop resisting all of that, because what you resist persists. So the number one thing you've got to do is you've got to sit down with someone who knows what they're doing and have a good hard look at your thoughts and your patterns that you are resisting, so that you can change your behavior and your habits. That's number one. The number two thing you're going to need after you've done that is you're going to need a proven strategy that's going to allow you to continue to deal with your resistance ongoingly, and to take back your time, to structure your day, and to do the things that I just talked about all of these clients are doing in order to gain 10 to 20 hours of freedom per week. So you're going to have to, have a proven structure that works, right? You're going to have to be able to run it yourself. You're going to have to be able to, be with a group of other people that are running the same proven strategy and see that it works, and then be able to make it work for you. The second thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a reliable structure to deliver that proven strategy. Because again, a strategy without a structure, or a structure without a strategy, actually, is only one half of the equation. And if you don't have both of those things working in tandem with each other, then your thoughts and your beliefs and your habits are going to sabotage either your strategy or your structure. So that's why you need both. And then in order to, kind of like tie it up in a bow, but actually, in order to have the gas to drive this engine, you're going to need one more thing. And that one more thing is actually two things, which is why I said 5 steps, right? The two things that you're finally going to need are massive support and accountability. And what I mean by massive support is to surround yourself with people that are on the same journey. Surround yourself with business owners that are on the same journey, that want to establish balance, that want to reclaim 10 to 20 hours of freedom per week, that are dealing with the same sorts of challenges that you've dealt with. And you want to get together with this group so that you are, forwarding the action with each other. The other thing, and really important, and I'm not even sure which one is more important, but I know that they're at least equally important. You've got support, but then you've got accountability. Now, you guys know I was talking about accountability all December month. And what I mean about accountability is not this negative Nelly nagging, oh, you didn't do this, shame on you. Oh, you didn't, complete that, shame on you. No, what I mean about accountability is you having someone in your corner that is for you and your results. Someone that you appoint, that is going to hold you accountable for the results that you said that you wanted. So it's going to be someone that's always going to be able to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, what's going on with that procrastination? How are you doing? Where are you? What do you need? What kind of support can I give you? How can I hold you accountable in a way that works for you? Because, we're all different. That's the other thing. You can't hold everybody to account in the same way. Some people are going to want a nudge. Some people are going to want an intervention, right? Some people are going to just want you to, send up a reminder, or send them a reminder. So again, it's going to be, so those are the 5 lessons that we learn that you must have as a high performance business owner or entrepreneur in order to save 10 to 20 hours per week that you can then use on yourself, that you can then use on your business, that you can then use in your personal life, so that you no longer have to be at the mercy of working evenings and weekends just to keep up. You don't have to be at the mercy of giving up your holiday time, or having, I don't even have my phone over here, having your, telephone glued to your hand, or your email in front of your face all the time. So guys, those are the 5 things that we learn. You need to deal with your resistance. You've got to have a proven strategy that works, that you have seen work with other people, that other people have said, yes, this works, and I tried it myself, and this is how it worked. Then you're going to need a reliable structure that's going to deliver that strategy all the time, so you don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just there. It's in a file, or it's on a grid. It's, right in front of you. And then the third and fourth, fourth and fifth thing that you're going to need is massive support and someone to be holding you accountable. So that's what we're doing for this year. And what I'm going to do this week, guys, for the first training, this is our first preliminary training, but what I'm going to do this week for our first training is break this whole thing down and spend about 45 minutes going in depth about all of these 5 lessons that we learned. So if you want to, get a hold of that, then keep your eyes peeled for Thursday at, I think it's at Thursday at 12 o'clock. I will be doing a live Facebook training that's going to include, I'm going to go into depth on all 5 of the lessons that we learned, helping over 100 business owners, high performance business owners, save 10 to 20 hours per week of freedom to be able to use on themselves. So keep your eyes open. I will probably be posting it later on today, latest tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you've watched enough, if you've heard enough, if you've been following me for a while and you're like, you know what, Tanya, yeah, all right, it's time for us to have that conversation, then click the link here, and then we will go over the 5 lessons that you're going to need in order to save you 10 to 20 hours per month. Will be, if you click that link, you'll go on my calendar page. It'll give you some options to click for us to have a conversation. We'll get on for about 45 minutes and we will work it out so that by the end of that conversation, you will have, and that conversation is absolutely free. By the end of that conversation, you will have total clarity about the 5 lessons you need in order to be able to save yourself and 10 to 20 hours of, or to save 10 to 20 hours and apply it to your freedom every week. So guys, that was my 15 minutes. I went a little bit over today. Keep your eye out. I will be posting later today or tomorrow about Thursday at 12 o'clock, but put it in your calendar already that, if you want to have a 45-minute deep dive into these lessons and into what's available and be the next of the next 100 business owners to save 10 to 20 hours per week, then, keep your eyes open. Get with me on Thursday, and I will see you then. Have a great beginning of your week. I hope this gave you some insight into what's available, and I look forward to hearing from all of you that want to jump the queue and just get this going right now. Let me grab that one more time and put it up there for you. You want to jump the queue? You want to get it going? You want to get started right now? Click that link. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.